with us. It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on the front page of Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with the Nigerian Tribune. The major story here, Labour will demand minimum wage arrears. That's NLC TUC speaking. The writer there wants federal government to consult workers before submitting figure to National Assembly. And another story there, local government autonomy, federal government pointing accusing fingers at state governments. Makinde mandates council's chairman to fix 30 kilometers road each, to invest 15 billion naira yearly to reduce school infrastructure deficit. Tinubu replaces Ben Akabweze with Taminu Yakubu as DG Budget Office. Troops arrest suspected killers of 5 soldiers in Aba. Implement 2014 Confab report now. Clark tells Tinubu wants Igbo treated better. Olubadan designates, inspects new palace. And at the top corner, police ban Durbar activities during Eid al-Kabir in Kano. Court affirms jurisdiction to hear Bayero's rights suit. Supreme Court reserves judgment of federal government suit seeking autonomy for local governments. We move now to the First News newspaper. Major story there, military arrest over 100 suspects linked to soldiers' killing in Abia. Defense headquarters is saying this. And down over here, we see court postpones Yahaya Bello's arraignment in 80 billion naira fraud case to June the 27th, as appeal court nullifies Bello's contempt suit against EFCC boss. Bayelsa's Governor Dilly court's investment at Afrexim Bank annual meeting, and sentenced in UK for removing condom without consent. All right. Another story here, Dangote exposes oil mafia sabotage attempts against $19 billion refinery project. Some stories you find on the front page of the First News newspaper. And to the New Telegraph. We can't win insecurity war without people's support, Defense Headquarters is saying. Regrets Zamfara has no internal security platform. The cry 16 security personnel killing in 13 days. Respect rules of engagement. Chief of Air Staff tell troops, or Chief of Army Staff tell troops. Soldiers kill bandit leader Buhari Yadi of others terrorizing northwest Niger areas. Another mining pit collapses in Niger. A sad development there. And confusion hits National Assembly's probe of $4.451 billion, NLNG Project 7. Cholera outbreak, NCDC reports 30 deaths, once against contaminated water, food. Democracy Day, Clark demands Nnamdi Kanu's release, seeks end to marginalization of Igbo. And the value of e-payments rises to 92.8 trillion naira after 1 month decline, surge attributed to Muslim festival. All right, World Bank approves Nigeria's $2.25 billion loan request. Some stories you find on the front page of the New Telegraph. To the Platform Times now. Oil mafia attempted to sabotage our refinery, says Dangote. And big win for lecturers, convert academic content to lifetime assets. And scandal rocks Ogun housing scheme as 200 applicants stranded 2 years after payment. Government raises alarm over adulterated foods in markets, palm oil now mixed with dye. This is a concerning development. And scandal rocks Ogun housing scheme, we have read that already. Ekiti pastor jailed for life after defiling church member's daughter. Sad one there as well. All right, those are some of the stories you find on the front page of the Platform Times. We'll move to the Punch newspaper now. Dangote refinery plans 5.3 billion liters fuel storage with 600 million liters more storage capacity. Our plant will become strategic reserves, says Dangote, and a picture of ram markets there as well as buyers and sellers. Well, the story there says buyers in last-minute rush for Salah ram lament exorbitant cost. 4 to die by hanging for robbery murder in Ekiti. 62,000 naira minimum wage. Labour faults politicians jumbo pay. National Assembly gets bill after Salah. And the top corner there, federal government eyes fresh $500 million World Bank loan for rural roads. And then the local government funds, Supreme Court reserves judgment as states battle Attorney General of the Federation. Alamedi.
I begin here with Leadership Friday. Amid failed regulation, British curriculum dominates private schools. Daily News Hub. GDP growth under my watch. Sanwo-Olu boast. And on the 2024 ILO conference, Nigeria leads 187 countries with 289 delegates. NLC TUC president registered as a workers' delegate. Mafia tried several times to sabotage $19 billion refinery, according to Dangote. And the police arrest suspect behind fake JAMB websites. The story is making the front page of Daily News Hub. On the Daily Times, correct injustices against Indigbo. Release Kanu says it is time to restructure Nigeria. Implement 2014 National Conference report. Rate killings of security agents by civilians. Federal government pledges to upgrade correctional centers, according to the Interior Minister. Tightening of monetary policy will not curb inflation, World Bank tells the CBN. And EFCC bungles arraignment of ex-governor Yahaya Bello as court picks June 27 as the new date. Troops destroyed several IPOB ESN camps, made several arrests, says the defense headquarters, saying that troops have made several arrests of suspects following the killing of 5 soldiers in Aba, Abia State. The story is making the front page of the Daily Times. On Nigeria News Direct, President Tinubu to receive draft bill proposing regional government system today. Afenifere chieftain unveils proposal for 8-region Nigeria interim boundaries. The coalition advocates a new constitution in Nigeria's governance overhaul blueprints. Union proposes retaining 36 states as provinces with reduced powers. Lagos GDP grew by 50% in 5 years under my administration. Governor Sanwo-Olu Oyetola project ministry to achieve top 3 ranking in the PBC. And finally, World Bank gives approval for $2.25 billion loan for Nigeria. The story is making the front page of Nigeria News Direct. To this Nigeria, Ohaneze raises concern over Obi-Uti feud on Democracy Day. And on rising inflation, adulterated foods flooding Nigerian markets, FCCPC warns. Scarcity of pepper, tomatoes hit Ilori markets. God chose President Tinubu as Nigeria's first progressive president, says Oshoba. And troops kill 197 terrorists, nab 310 in Zamfara and Abia. Nigeria's banking sector lost 14.71 billion naira in 4 years to fraud. That's according to SB Morgan. And Governor Sanwo-Olu is saying here again, Lagos GDP record 50% growth rate under my watch. The story is making the front page of this Nigeria. To the Daily Thrust, troops kill bandits leader, Buhari Yadi, others in Kaduna. Niger Governor, Deputy Speaker travel for Hajj. 3 killed as another mining site collapses. Over 50 yet to be rescued from the first incident. The Federal High Court set jurisdiction to hear Kano Emirate disputes. And the World Bank to CBN, interest rate hikes will not control inflation. The story is making the front page of the Daily Trust. To The Guardian, Risk black market booms as many shun voluntary donation at on the World Blood Donor Day. Nigeria records 30 deaths, 1,206 cases of cholera. Cost of rams soar as Muslim faithful prepare for Salah celebrations. Labour to demand minimum wage arrears as governors, employers meet with President Tinubu. Nigeria's 209 delegates, largest at ILO conference in Geneva. And Pastor bags life imprisonment for sexual assault in Ekiti. The story is making the front page.